Trustee Jones. Trustee Johnson.
Here.
Trustee Sterling. And Trustee Sam.
Here. Thank you. I would like to ask that we amend the meeting agenda by adding one item, and it's only, there is no vote on this, but we will be opening RFPs for the IT service. We currently do not have one, and we need to bring this to a vote. And if there is no one offended or opposing, may be added to the agenda. I'm asking for a question. Does that mean you don't hear? You don't hear? Trustee Johnson? Yeah.
Excuse me, Madam Mayor, we can't hear you.
So we will be adding one item to the agenda and under maybe 3A. Thank you. So the first area of discussion is we have a presentation from Lord Management regarding the property at 2700 East Sauk Trail.
Hi, I'm just waiting.
Excuse me, you're waiting for someone?
Yes.
Okay, then we'll move now.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
You're more than welcome.
Sorry.
So, trustees, we've not done this, we've not handled
Your mic.
opening of meetings. How about I turn it on? Ain't that good work? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Fantastic. We've not done this in this manner before. However, I think that it's a very good process, and that is all of us open the bid, look at the sheet, Nancy, that is on top for the bid tabulations. You can add whatever comments you want on it. The cutoff date for this was June 24th. It was on a previous agenda, but we did not get to it because of a little bit of unrest. And that's a time I thought maybe we'll put it at the top. But on the sheet that you have, the bid tabulation sheet, you would write the name of the bidders, you would look at the proposal, you would determine whether or not you thought that it was complete. You want to look at to see if the bidders have the level of experience that we would want to see. We ask them for references, so you will be looking for references as you go through the packet, as well as if there's an agreement and the bid amount. Are there any questions on how we're going to proceed forward? Hearing none, then let's open the manila folder first. And this bid is from Altech Digital Solutions and Productions Incorporation. And as you can see, it was submitted June 11th. It's written June 11th, but if you look at the stamp on the outside of the envelope, mine says June 20th, okay? So in the bidders column, you're going to put Altech Digital Solutions and Productions. They offered a table of contents for us so that you can look and see exactly what the summary is, their qualifications and experience, staffing, IT, service coverage, proposal costs and pricing. They're saying that they have the agreement and the necessary signatures. They even shared with us their structure and their business model. So on page 3, you see IT service summary. You're going to take a couple of minutes and just peruse that. As we move forward on page 4, they continue with their competencies, their overall summary. Would you guys like to do a rating scale of 1 to 5 for each of the areas, or just a check mark? Okay, one person said they were just going to check the area. Are we on to number 5 now? Or have we passed page 5? Okay. I just want us, to make certain that I'm not rushing you through this. Unlike in the past, so you will be able to keep this document. And they will both be, so that you can utilize it as we move to a vote next Tuesday. No, we have one more. I don't know if we have 5. I don't know how many are in there. We asked them for 5. For those of you who just came in, we are opening bids for a request for proposals for an IT company. Okay. I see you were asking about the bid. I see a 24-month contract. Was there a 12-month contract? Or is it just 24? Just 24.
What we regard as a similar
Lane Sterling.
You know, a lot about all the contracts are always in Sauk now, because so many other people are recording each other, and it's really good. So,
You don't see that in there?
Well, this isn't the ordinance. Keep that in mind, so we can include that in the ordinance. In the ordinance that will come afterwards, we will put that in, and just be reminded. Okay. So if you can remember that, that would be perfect. Are we ready to move to the second one? 97. 97,000 for 8,166 a month. Know that the company that we're having now, I think they are charging, is it 17 a month? Okay? So I'm going to open this one now. And hopefully it will have 5 in there. Because that was one of the items that we asked for references. Did anyone, did you see references? I thought I read it. Was it on their content page? But that's not included in the document? So if you don't see references, don't check references. Okay? This one comes with a memo attached. Supplementing the actual document. Can you pass this around for me? Can you take one and pass this around, Trustee Sack? Oh, do you need more time, Trustee Burns?
no,
You're good? Okay. So that's the second one. Oh, I'm sorry. They provided something else as well. This was a copy of the actual RFP that they attached as well. Okay, so I think with this one we should have 3 documents. Again, now this one is from PACE Systems, Managed IT Services. And we're going to do this exact same process. They provided a table of contents with a number of exhibits. I won't read them to you, but you can peruse for yourself to see exactly what they're proposing. As I look through, I'm not seeing in the content page references either. next time we'll just ask more about it. If trustee Silver would like this process, that would be.
Okay, so you want me to review this, and this is the table of contents that I'm recommending,
Oh, no, you don't have to review it just to yourself.
all for myself.
Mhm.
Do you consider the first, proposal complete? Is there a comprehensive proposal statements? Okay, it had experience in order to bring it, and then
Commissioner Anderson? Commissioner Francine Anderson?
Yes,
Did you check your mailbox?
no, I didn't.
You may want to go take this time to check it. You probably need to go out this door here.
Okay, thank you.
How we doing?
you notice on page 19, 20, 21. Pay attention to the fact that they're saying that these things are not covered in the initial monthly quote. So you know, what you're looking at those pages of the trending, in the little handwriting box in the trending line, it says not included in the monthly quote. And, 19, 20, 21, 22. Yeah, items, that you're looking at these pages, if you look at page 27 at the bottom, all of these items are not included in the monthly quote. So when you look at the monthly quote, none of this is included. We also said earlier in the proposal that any add-ons are priced aggressively. That means that Yeah, so I would be careful aggressively, I mean, that's their proposal. I would just say, I'm looking at this and this all sounds great, and then I look down and this all sounds cool, and I'm proposed. So these are things that you want, you have to pay attention to. They're providing a lot of services, but those particular ones, if that's something you're interested in, it's going to be extra. No, it's at the back. I'm trying to get to the back.
We can't hear.
We can't hear you.
Anybody see any references? Dollar amounts are on page. It's a copy, you got page 29. 29, okay. Basically, would you call this an agreement? Would you introduction level, social agreement, and who should be passed?
The agreement that they have to replace the mayor's signature, the mayor's signature, and the clerk's signature. One agreement.
We have a lot of charts and graphs and a lot of. I don't see the agreement. Did anybody come across an actual agreement? You did? Oh, this is, okay.
In one of the attachments.
Attachment. Okay, thank you. Go ahead, I'm just trying to check it out.
No, we've not.
Okay, I'm going to read out the dollar amounts. For year one, it is annually $13,837.50. Year two, $14,183.44. Year three, $14,938.02. So it's approximately, did you hear that? It's approximately $1,125 a month for the first year, $1,153.13 for the second year, $1,181.95 for the third year.
So this is quarterly,
I quoted the year and the month, if you need me to repeat it after this. You want the monthly? Okay, for the first year, the monthly is $1,125.
A month.
Yes. For the second year, the monthly is $1,153.13.
you can't hear.
You can't hear me. You can't hear me? Can somebody pass me a mic, please? I'll repeat it. For the first year, the monthly amount is $1,125. That's the monthly, with the annual being $13,837.50. For the second year, the monthly is $1,153.13, with the annual being $14,183.44. Year three,
The monthly is $1,181.95. The annual is $14,183.44. That's at the bottom. He's got different figures there. Yeah.
Do you know other items that they listed? Is it comparable to the one that is on the first one? Or do we have to go with the add-ons?
So you have to look at the side
By side. Like that's why I pointed out those add-ons, because a lot of those add-ons I think are things that we would probably get from the other service. We'd have to compare the other service to this one, because most of this tells about all the experience that all the technicians have. There's quite a few technicians and quite a lot of experience. But as far as server support, not included. Office 365 and cloud, not included. Network administration, not included. Security administration, not included. Managed, no, there's no prices. It's not included in the monthly quote, and you would have to go back and get the additional quotes. Nowhere in here do I see where 1 through 8 is, did anybody see where 1 through 8 was priced out?
29, and have a scope of pricing. You know, they still provide pricing.
And those are additional things that they could do for not included in the monthly cabinet. And this is a confidential page, so I can't read this out loud, but there is some scope and pricing. For some reason they listed it confidential, but a lot of these, because a lot of it has to do with cybersecurity, and a lot of these are built separately. These do have, some of these do have dollar amounts, like $1,500 a month, $3,000. Okay, these do, but the ones that we talked about earlier, which are necessary to what we need, that's all add-ons. So before you consider this bid, you have to consider the add-ons that you don't even know the price of.
So the beauty of it is, you get to take these documents home. You get to take them home, and you will not vote until next week. Okay? So I can hopefully your questions will be answered, and the way the process is going next week, they will vote on the agenda, whichever one is first. If you vote yes for that, then there will be no need. If we vote affirmatively for the first one, there is no need to vote for the second. But if you vote no to the first one, then you will have to vote for the second. But know that if you want to say no to both of them, then you will just have to go back out to bid. Okay? So we're not beholden to either one of those. Bidding, I mean, the RFP date is over. Yeah, that is, yeah. Okay? So this is all that we have right now. So we have to go back out to bid and the whole. Yes. And seek petition. Okay? So as I said, we don't have to commit out of over. We do not have IT services at this point in time.
So, you said before, instead of almost 50.
You know, the last company that we had, their contract ended in June.
Do we have a copy of that contract here? The board member will give that contract. Do we have a copy of that? To see what services they would provide.
I did find on there on laptop, but that's the last one.
I'm just curious when they gave you $15,000 compared to their Sauk.
Okay. What do you think about this process? Is it appreciated? Does it provide greater information by taking the votes?
I think your mic went out.
Just scream.
So, looking at the two bids, I like the fact that we are getting the opportunity to review them before the decision is made. Normally, we find out who it is after everything is done. So being able to review it and actually have input into who comes to our vote, that's important to me. So I really appreciate this opportunity.
Thank you for that. Anyone else? Have anything related to
Yes, Mayor, thank you. I ditto what Trustee Sappy said, but also, it's always a little bit more difficult for me if I cannot meet the company. I think being able to feel people is good for me. In addition, from the experience that we've been going through, I think it's imperative that we get references. I don't think we should bring any more companies in our village without finding out or talking to some people that they've already been. And we need references because we've had, what, 7 IT people now? And we are still in the same position that we've talked with over $1 million in IT services. Yeah.
Mayor, would you like me to reach out to more companies and have them send references for that?
Is that your preference?
I mean, you have a bid, would you like to get references from us?
Justice Shirley, Justice Johnson? Are you interested in seeing the requisition being towards the federal staff? I feel like we can get out there. Before we take the vote. We have to take the vote first. We plan to vote on when we will go back.
Excuse me, Madam Mayor, we can't hear what you're
So the reason why I'm asking is that if you have concerns, share it with us so that when we're looking at these proposals, we can key in what your concerns are. Because if it sticks out to you, it'll probably stick out to us as well.
The second bid is too complicated. We need to be able to pick everything that we need or we're looking for within this village as far as IT. The first one, I believe it's a company that was already working for us. You asked me a question now.
You know who opened up first?
At-
Opened up first?
Aztec?
Yes.
So add
I think the second one first.
right.
But that's okay.
So PACE. So I'm taking notes.
Okay. Yes.
So PACE is too complicated, you're saying?
That's what I said.
And what else do you think we should be looking for?
I'm moving on to the first one. I believe that company is the same person that used to work for us. Am I correct? Public engineering.
When you say Tom, that's Sullivan?
I believe his name is Rick.
You can't hear you.
Rick Floyd.
Okay, thank you.
So, I'm using my mic.
That the very first company that we opened, which is Altec, is owned by the same person who we had before, which was Rick Floyd. Okay?
So they could not complete the job the first time. Why are we considering them the second time? We need to start. Exactly. So we did not complete what we needed them to complete. So therefore, we need to go back to the drawing board at the village and get a solid company that's willing to work with us and give us the needs that we need at this time. So I feel like we need to go back to bid.
But like we just still have to vote on it, so, we vote your conscience on Tuesday, Wednesday. I need to step back from the other items that's under the three, which is under there, because it appears that the garbage management company is totally represented at this point in time. They were the first ones on, but weren't all present. So we're going to invite you both to come up to the table. talked to us about the 2,700 East Sauk Trail project. So, I need you to introduce yourself. And please, when you talk in the circle, you talk on top of the mic so that our residents can hear you as well as well.
Okay. My name is Daniel Neary. I am the owner of Daniel Neary.
Daniel Neary.
Yes, ma'am. Neary. Yes. I'm the owner of the property just down the street, the old Title Max / 7-Eleven property. It's been sitting vacant for about 4 years.
I'm sorry, did you guys,
We have one more.
So we're using, thank you.
Sorry about that. So a little background on me and the property. I purchased the property about 5 years ago from 7-Eleven directly when Title Max was the tenant. And I've been sitting on it vacant now for about 3 years when they changed the law in Illinois that doesn't allow Title Max to operate because of their usually interest rates towards their customers. Anyway, I have subsequently got a release from 7-Eleven because they had a deed restriction on the property not allowing gas. I have successfully given them some money to remove that deed restriction, and I have now gone under contract to sell the property to a multi-state operator. So he is going to be opening up a new station and bring a little life back to the corner. A new gas station, correct. I've tried to have a number of different people take the property for different things, but it just nothing's worked. And I've been sitting on it, paying the mortgage and the rest of the taxes for 4 years. Anyway, I'll pass the microphone off.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you for having us today. My name is Nasser Ali. Nasser, N-A-S-R, last name Ali, A-L-I. It's nice to be here with you all today, and as Daniel said, we're looking to build a new service station at the corner of Sauk Trail and Torrance Avenue. We're proposing 5 dispensers, a BP gas station or similar brand based on the eligibility. The gas stations are essential businesses that every neighborhood needs. Oh, I'm sorry. So I represent a group that owns 20 gas stations in Chicago and surrounding suburbs. Sauk Trail is a great town, and we'd love to do business here. There will be a quick service restaurant in this building if the plans are approved by this committee, and we hope that they do get approved, as we think, well, when I passed by the area, I saw the 3 corners occupied, and that 4th corner looks empty and abandoned, and we would love to be there. We think it's a great corner, and we hope to make it a great looking gas station with nice landscaping, well lit, open 24 hours for the residents in the area to be able to shop and come by there. And we'd love to be in this town. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Questions, trustees? Trustee Sterling, would you have something?
No, I was just getting ready for the question.
Okay, so you're saying this gas station, you're gonna have 5 dispensers. It's gonna be similar to like a BP. So in it, you were saying that you're gonna have a quick service restaurant? How is that? I mean, because I'm thinking about the space in there. How big is this going to be? Or are you trying to add on something to that?
So the building is 3,000 square feet. The quick service restaurant typically requires between 400 to 600 square feet of space. In some of our gas stations, we have Adam's Deli, which is it's a cold cut sandwich shop where we bake our own bread in the building, in the business itself, which is it's a very nice concept with fresh ingredients and fresh cold cut meats, and the areas that we have it, the customers, they love it. So that's one of the options that we're thinking of.
Any other questions?
Yes, I would thank you, Mayor. Okay, so your concept is kind of like a Mr. Submarine. We have gas stations with the little quick restaurant, the sub sandwiches. I understand the concept. Will there be gaming? And would you also require a liquor license?
In the beginning, we will not ask for a liquor license or gaming. That can be maybe down the road after the place is up and running and well established.
I mean, is that something you foresee that you will want to come to the village for? Let us know front so we can.
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Any other questions, comments? Trustee Sack.
What other locations are you situated?
We have locations in the city of Chicago. One location is 520 South California. We just finished the development in August. Another location is 43 North Holman Avenue. It's also in Chicago. Homan. Another location would be a 7559 South State, which the development on that one, it was redeveloped. It was a 400 square foot building. We developed into a 2,000 square foot building just in June of this year.
Any other questions, comments? I have a couple. Have you conducted a survey of the need for another gas station in the village? Because we have one about an hour away on 394, which is quite large. Then we have one on Jeffrey and Sauk Street, so that's two right here. So now we're looking for a third gas station, all on Sauk Trail with a 2-mile radius.
That's a great question.
Gas station? That's the So, I mean.
That's a great question. That is a great question. So I did reach out to a surveying company, and they're in the process. They told us for us to give them a couple of weeks to complete that survey. But they did mention that they believe this site, this corner, is a great corner for a gas station, and they believe that it will exceed the minimum requirements for a gas station to operate successfully.
So is this set in stone that you want to have a gas station there and not maybe so more into like the deli thing, or it's like a submarine like a restaurant?
That's a great question. For us, we love doing the deli. We've seen that we're able to sustain longer by being more profitable, and by having a gas station, they feed off of each other. So sometimes people who want gas will come in and get a sandwich, will come in and get snacks or drinks, or even like some of the essential items. We sell milk and diapers for kids and multiple food items, and so we believe that this corner will do a lot better by having a gas station on it. including the deli and other essentials.
Again, another less than 2 miles, that they do all of that. They have, not the gas station, you go on down to Stedman Road, you will see it's a shelf, and they sell alcohol, they sell food, they sell essentials that people need if they don't have free access or do not want to have free access to the grocery store that they need items. I'm just wondering if this little area is going to be saturated with gas stations.
So there are, we have been in places where there's 4 gas stations on like all 4 corners, and all 4 gas stations have their own customers and have their own, they have their own identities. So there's some customers that even if there's a Shell next to their house, they will not fill up unless it's BP. So they'll drive further out to go to a BP, and there's some that will not go to a BP. They will go to a mobile. There's brand loyalty there, and to have more gas stations, maybe it is less profitable for the gas station owners, but that's always better for the people, the consumers that are living in the area, because they have more competition and they have more options to go to. So one property owner will not come and just raise his price and sell for higher prices. They'll have to be mindful that, hey, these consumers will go somewhere else if I'm not checking myself and making sure that I'm fair to everyone. So I don't think that it is oversaturated. I think that the market is there, and even if there are multiple stations, I think that there's I think this corner is a great corner to be a gas station.
Tell me this, do you know how it is zoned at this point? And if
We can't hear you, Madam Mayor. We can't hear you.
It is already zoned for a gas station. Yeah, it was you have not. No, it's currently zoned for a gas station. No worries.
anything else, just please.
I will not be on the stand.
Thank you for coming in. We'll be in touch.
All right, thank you very much. I think I have one in my wallet.
That moving forward, as we get applications for agencies, we will be inviting them here to speak with you, share with you what their concept is, and we use decide before we move forward.
You have like
the next steps that's needed, or to grant a business license for.
It sounds like your mic is not on.
Mine? Yeah.
Your microphone been jumping.
Okay, that's it.
I think the battery's dead. But now, okay, is this better? But it's still red. Okay. Okay, have a good day. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to move forward with my items, and I'm not going to discuss very, very long on either one of them. Is the 6B in here?
Yes, it is.
Okay, in your packet, we had this presentation not too long ago, and that was for,
Excuse me. That's the one that we already approved. That's the one that requires your signature. This This is for the data structure we were discussing tonight. The other one we have in front of you is one that we approved previously, I'm looking for.
Okay, thank you. So when they were here, they asked for an add-on structure, if you can remember. That's what this resolution is for. The one that looks like this. This is the one that was approved to extend the existing 6B. Then when the gentlemen were here, they asked if we would grant them a 12-year for a new structure that has yet to be built. The first one was, we voted for the 6B. Yes, now they're asking for a 6B on their other property that they want to erect. It's not erected yet. Okay? It's the one that looks like this. It does not have a cover. Okay. Yours looks like it's 3 or 4 pages. Mine is just 2. All together. Okay.
Okay. Oh, this is part of the ones where I told you. So when we carry things from meeting to meeting, if you have it in your older packets, I keep it in my packet because I need to first to it. So like I said, in multiple times when I email the package you, and when I put it in your boxes, if it's something that we've been discussing from time to time, I don't recopy it at every meeting. So you have to maintain.
So this is 2 pages.
Yeah. And you can look at my copy if you want to, but basically what it is, they need a 6B for the new structure, and you already approved the 6B for the renewal. Now they're asking for us to approve this.
Thank you, Dave. And then, sir, just,
Yeah.
clerk, thank you. Thank you. Okay. So, do you remember reviewing this? I know, I remember talking about it. I see the customers, found hers, okay? So, the question is, do we want to bring this forward at the next board meeting for consideration? So, this will be on the next board meeting.
So what we want to do, this is them asking us to consider
I'm sorry, so this, okay, so we are asked, so this second one, resolution, is them asking us to build a new structure.
They want to build a new structure, but they want us to sign off saying that we are in agreement with them to have a Class 6B status on the new structure as well.
So we want to sign off on a Class B before we even approve a new structure or really know what this is going to be or even have any plans for it. Okay, so I'm saying all this to say, let's, before we approve this to be anything, let's understand the structure first. Again, what is it exactly that they want to build?
I'm sorry, Trustee Johnson, can you answer?
From my recollection, they stated something about locker room when they sat here, extension to their building. It's pretty dry and cut. It's nothing too complicated. They just need the approval to get started for this section.
Okay, thank you so much for that, trustee. It may not be complicated, but I think we need to still see plans. We had, if you all remember, we had another company that said before us that wanted to somehow bring in a steel structure, sit it on some gravel, no plumbing, no electrical, no anything, and they wanted a business license for that. Now, if we can remember, that's what we were presented with last week. So I understand what people want, but one of the things that we need to start doing is letting these people bring plans before us. Show us what your structures, bring us plans. Again, this structure, she said locker rooms, they said locker rooms. What does that really mean? Is there going to be plumbing? Is there going to need, do they need electrical? Are these locker rooms for people, staff? You know, it's for staff, like they said last week. So we need to understand the scope of their locker room and how large it's going to be. All of that is for us to start approving for zoning on something we don't have anything on. I mean, when if we prove them to build it, we can zone it all at the same time. I think we just putting the cart before the horse.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I believe when they had their presentation, they had they gave us the plans and everything. So I'm not sure which packet. It's not in this. At least I don't have it with this one, but it was in the board packet. Not the yes, the letter committee whole, and they had the whole plans and everything.
I have a presentation I can send you. You had a paper copy, but it's an email also.
Was that going to be PowerPoint presentation?
Yes.
There is some on the back table.
I checked the back table earlier. No, I can email each of you the presentation. I think I emailed you before because I'm emailing the package, but I'll be happy to send it to you again. But you should have the poster. Okay. I see that over there. I'm sorry.
Okay. Shall we put this on the agenda for consideration? On the agenda that's being approved, just consideration. Okay. Next item, I'm going to bring back standing committee. Delegate standing committee. What you have before you is an ordinance from year 2018. We have one from the year 2017. We have one from the year 2019. In the past, we shared with you the most recent. The reason why I want to bring this
Madam Mayor, your mic went back out.
is, I'm sorry?
Your mic has went back out.
Okay. And in the meantime, can I get someone's mic? Then go for it.
Okay, we're going at this again. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I'll just keep this mic up to my mouth as I continue to talk. So, what I wanted to share with trustees is that typically, whenever a new mayor comes in, and or whenever a mayor may decide that they would want to change standing committees, they ask to amend the ordinance. And that's what has happened. Let's look at the very first one, 15012. Let's look at the standing committees that were advised by that then Mayor David Haynes. He thought that it would be good to have the budget, finance, and community relations all as one standing committee. Then he wanted a public works standing committee. Then he wanted public safety and ordinance review as one committee. Then he decided neighborhood watch would be a standing committee. And then lastly, housing and intergovernmental. That was that mayor. And that was 2015. Then in 2017, we had the late Derek Burgess as the mayor. Let's look at the standing committees he decided on. And he changed his standing committees, the recommendation for Budget and Finance Committee. He took off the community part. Then he wanted Public Service Committee. Then he asked for Public Safety. He asked for Housing and Intergovernmental. He asked for Ordinance Review. And he asked for a standing committee for Parks and Recreation and Youth Services. Those were the standing committees that govern us in 2017. Then, while he was still mayor in 2019, let's look at the ones that he wanted changed. And each time there are subtle differences and changes. The same as I did, a lot of the descriptions are still basically the same, but situated to be inclusive, whatever the new part of the title was presented. So, 2 years after the 2017 amendment, then we had Budget Finance Committee, Public Services Committee, Public Safety Committee, Housing and Intergovernmental, Ordinance Review, and Public Events. Do you see how they changed all within like a 4-year period of time based on who the mayor was, what the vision was, what he thought would go along with the vision. And during some of that period of time, we did have meetings where we looked at capital improvement and other things, strategic plans and all of that. So then I come along attempting to be afforded the same benefits as all of the other mayors, and it's questioned and it's denied. I mean, as I shared with you before, when we look at the ones from 2019, the only thing that I did was to combine public safety and public services because they were still looking at services and safety for this village. But yet I was denied. And I just need you to know that we can't say that once trustees have denied the motion to approve anything that it automatically leaves the old one in place. It does not automatically leave the old one in place. And so, will I bring this at Tuesday's meeting for you to vote on the standing committees again? Absolutely not. But I just wanted you to see and appeal to you just to be fair, be reasonable, and to have a greater understanding that these are not my rules. This is what's been going on in this village indefinitely. So, that's all I have to say there. Let's move on. Yes, ma'am. No, you do not have to put that on the agenda. It will come again, but not on Tuesday's agenda, okay? Right now, we're at a standstill, and I'm asking that we just put off, because I want us to be on one accord. I want, and even though I know that it's not possible for all of us to always be on one accord, but we do need the majority to vote. And right now, if and since, and because the ordinance amendment that I brought forward did not prevail, we really don't know which one of these are actual standing committees at this point. Because as I said, another amendment to the standing committee that we presented, I believe, the last time around. So I don't want to tax our copier with copying it again. So we will move forward. We will move forward, know that. We are going to now, under 3C, revisit an ordinance amending the comp time for employee travel and reimbursement. And this is only looking at amending what's in the employee handbook that was last updated in 2017. Know that there are other areas that has to be updated in that handbook, simply because we've had new contracts with our FOP as well as our public works, and they never got updated either. Okay? But right now we're only looking at updating, amending section 5, and that is because employees, it's not just you trustees. This is not just about trustees and IML. Our staff, and especially our police officers, they have mandatory training that they don't have a choice in order to keep their badges, and some of them in order to keep their certifications. They have to attend trainings. Okay? And we cannot deny them, and all the training is not just here in Sauk Village. All of the training that they have to attend is not in Chicago. There are other areas, but regardless of where it is, we know that if it's not in Sauk Village, they have to travel, and 9 out of 10 times they must secure lodging. And as long as they're doing that, we are bound by the state of Illinois as well as the federal government that governs per diem rates, travel expenses, all of that. So there are some things, trustees, we don't have a choice. We can't pick and choose. Okay? So, I would like to have on the agenda to update the employee handbook to take into consideration the state and the federal government's most recent rulings. So if you can put that on, I would appreciate it. Let's move on in terms of the discussion. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry, I didn't ask if you had questions or comments. Forgive me.
On this ordinance, I'm looking at saying that it has said that we're home ruled. Is that something we need to be changing?
No, that needs to be changed.
Yes.
That will be changed, because we are non-home rule. Thank you. Anything else?
Yeah, and also this for this amount, we're going from 300 to 500.
300 to 500.
And will this be covered? We don't have a budget right now, so how can we really do this safely without overexerting ourselves going to this $500?
Well, I think that we had that discussion when we discussed the price range and It would not necessarily be 500 for every instance. If someone is going someplace unlike downtown, like say Downers Grove or something, where the costs are not as expensive, then, we'll take that into consideration.
Would this be like if we get our per diem to $300, right?
No. That's in advance. We're looking at in advance.
Right.
It's not your per diem is set by the state and then by the federal government and then by the state. So your per diem may be $150 per day. And within that $150 per day, you're looking at how much is allocated for breakfast, how much is allocated for lunch, and how much is allocated for dinner. Those are like your main per diem items. Another per diem looks at your reimbursement for travel expense, and if you are using your automobile, I believe that rate is up to 72 or 74 cents per mile. Some things are non-negotiable because we have to follow the guidelines from the federal and the state level as well, especially because we're non-home rule. We can't make up our own. Okay? Any other questions, comments? Okay, I am going to ask that item be placed back on the agenda, and know that this one is strictly to update the employee handbook. And know that we are in negotiations now with both contractors, both of them. And so based upon, excuse me? Okay. You okay though? Okay. Thank you. We will be updating again because negotiations, they're asking for additional holidays and all of that. And so all of that would have to go in the employee handbook as well. But, yes.
When this is corrected, we'll get another copy of this ordinance once it's been corrected.
You will see it in your packet on Friday.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else that's on the agenda? Moving on. This has been before you too. And that is, as we talk about the Illinois Municipal Retirement Fund. This is non-negotiable as well. We have to have an authorized signer. We have to designate someone. Typically, it's always been the mayor. But for whatever reason, this is another one where deference is not shown toward this position. But I promise you this, we have to do this. We don't have a choice. So, if you do not want the mayor to be the designated signer, then now I will be asking that you vote for the village clerk to serve as the designated signer. It does not, I don't have to do it. I'm not that beholden. I would rather see our retirees and those who are no longer working for us to receive their benefits than for me to continue to say, vote for me, vote for me. It's not that important. I'm not on an ego trip that way. So we have to have someone. So on Tuesday, I will be respectfully asking you, until we can get this resolved, to Let's vote in our current village clerk so that we can take care of this. I mean, if you remember, we acknowledged Commander Evans last week. He did retire on Friday. He needs to be able to draw down his retirement. We've had a couple of other people who have left us or retired for whatever reason, but they have monies that they put into that system, and we have to be able to sign off so that they can receive those funds. Okay? Non-negotiable. We're trying to be understanding and to take trustees' viewpoints and all of that into consideration. But we cannot be placed in a compromising position. So it's coming, that's going back on the agenda for Tuesday. The last thing that you have, it's a three-piece document. The first one is from Lauterbach and Amon. That company should sound familiar to you because we had asked if we could use them, bring them in to do the village's audit. Well, they are the firm that did the audit for the firefighters' pension fund. So what you have in front of you, there is nothing for you to vote on or anything. I just thought that you would want to have a copy, so that's why I made you copies. But you have their significant findings. They summarize everything on the first letter. Then they present to you a management letter. And then they give you the annual financial report. Now know that this report is for the fiscal year ending 2021. It's not 22. We don't have 23. We don't have 24. This is all that they were able to do at this point. They're moving on down the line with the rest of them, and we're hoping that everything that they need to be able to perform an audit on a more timely basis will be evident going forward. But this is what was placed in my mailbox, even though it's dated June 3rd. I think I got it Thursday because they had a meeting on Thursday, so they brought a couple of copies for me. Any questions on that? This is just for your edification. That's all it is. I know that for our audit, we have to vote on our audit, but they have a board, and their board votes on theirs. But I thought that you would benefit possibly from. Okay? Moving on, Clerk Debbie Williams is going to be talking about travel expenses as well.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I believe it's already been discussed because you did basically say that the travel expenses apply to all staff, and that's what's the most important. It's not just us going to IML, but IML is coming up very soon, and if we don't approve this item C, then I could not move forward with reserving your applications for IML or your hotel rooms or getting your per diem and everything in line. So that's what I'm just asking you. And I don't know what the fire department or police department has in the way of trainings, but we may be holding people up from their trainings. And we know our training is in September, but you got to do these things months in advance because you take a chance of not getting accepted. Like everything could be full. So we need.
I'm asking just can you tell us what's happening with that time that we have to do this? Is there something that you can look up at over there?
She's our technical person. Is it the lights? I think it's that direction.
No, he said it's, I was so decided to
It's
speak.
going down. Just saying, we always ask her to do that.
You hear it on that side too? So it's both of them.
I think it's
It's gonna have what? Thank you. Okay, it's unnerving. I know that from your city over there, that's been, it really stuck up. It's not, yeah. It's not.
Testing 1, 2.
So anyway, as I was saying, it's already been discussed, you all understand. If you have any questions though, feel free to contact me or the mayor so that we can answer those questions, or you can bring them to the table now if you have any questions. Because when we bring this ordinance to the agenda next week, it's something that we really do need to approve so we can change the employee handbook and for us to move forward with the IMO legislation. Anybody have any questions about that? If not, feel free to contact me or the mayor. That's all I have.
Thank you. It is time for public comments. I'm going to ask everyone who intends to have public comment to come stand in the line. At this point, I'm going to give you an opportunity to those who are addressing the board during public comments. If you are coming to get in line.
Are you ready, sir?
No,
I thought you were saying.
no, I'm asking them to get in line if they're giving public comments. I'm going to cut it off in just a minute. So, if you're giving public comment, I'm asking you to get in line. Can't see who the last person is in line. David Smith is the last person. So David will be the last person in line. I'm not going to read all of, is there anyone here for the very first time? That's giving public comments for the very first time? Okay, so I'm not going to read what's there because you know that you have 3 minutes. You can't count. And I will respond to as many questions as I can after the entire session has concluded. When your time is up, you are to finish the sentence and then be seated so that we can continue on. I am going to respectfully ask that no trustee's name that's sitting before me be named in your comments. I'm going to respectfully ask that you refrain from calling anyone in the ordinance by name. It becomes too volatile. And we have to curtail order. We have to curtail their behavior and maintain decorum and civility. If you find that you cannot do that, then I'm going to ask that you refrain from public comment. If you continue on with it, then I will be asking that a police officer come in and remove you from the battalion. We're not going to have drama every meeting. Are there any questions? Do you all understand what I'm saying? I'm talking to everybody that's in line, so not just the 2 of you. See, you got a whole line behind you.
So how'd you know it was 2 of us?
Because he said us. That's right. He just said it. I'm not talking to y'all.
Don't worry about it.
Okay? Didn't, you just said you're talking to us too. That's what he said. So, we ain't gonna get started this way. Okay? Trustee Williams, you can open it up for public comment. Clerk, I'm sorry. Clerk.
Okay, sir, I'm ready for your comment.
Name, please.
My name is Otis Smith, and I have a comment, and at the end I'll try to have some questions. This is my first time at a meeting for this mayor. I'm going to start by first opening up by letting everybody know that the reason I had to come here is because I am moving forward with a lawsuit against the village of Sauk Village. I have tried for 90 days, or almost 90 days, to hold a meeting with the current administration. I can say Marva, right, because I can't say anybody else, but the Mayor Marva would not take a meeting. Okay, so I do find it interesting that in your meeting that just took place, you made what is almost an illegal comment. I'm going to tell you part of the reason why I am suing is for willful wanton conduct of the village. For those of you that are unaware of what that is, that's when the village knows the ordinance and they openly violates the ordinance. When I spoke with the individual who is investigating the village for the Attorney General's office, they came to Minnesota and interviewed me, and I asked that question specifically. Is it illegal for the administration to violate their own ordinance? And it was unequivocally yes. So in your meeting, you just stated that there's an ordinance pertaining to committees. And you said, even though it's in the ordinance, you're not going to go by it. You're going to continue to do whatever it is you're going to do, from my understanding. Again, that's willful wanton conduct. You cannot do that. That is in my lawsuit. Yes, it is. So that's the part of it. So, and again, everyone's fully aware that when I'm here, it's because of the water bill. That I made an opportunity, or tried to have an opportunity, to correct the water bill for free. And I was openly denied. How many minutes? 1 minute, 2 minutes? 1 minute left. So they had an opportunity to get the water bill corrected for free. I have an actual comprehensive plan, but I was told by the administration that they didn't need help, that they can fix it. And 90 days later, they still have the problem. My water bill is still being overcharged. One of the things that they're being sued for. I wish they didn't have so much pride and they're willing to listen to the people that have the fix and fix the problem. I'm going to say the same thing to you that I said to the old administration. If you don't fix the water bill, it must be intentional and you are using those funds illegally.
Well, Frank Harvey, I just came up to make a real comment about the way you're running the organization. Where you're running the meetings and stuff. I applaud you because I like the way you humble yourself.
Thanks.
Hello, Ms. Mayor. My name is Ernestine Blackman, and I was just listening at the gentleman who was coming in, want to bring their business in the community. I don't see them coming with another gas station. We need a grocery store. You cannot go to no gas station to get a bell pepper or onion. And from what I see, when these businesses try to come in here, they're coming in here for their benefits, not for the benefit of this community. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Lemitra Perry, and welcome.
I'm sorry, could you say that?
My name is Lemitra Perry.
Lemitra Perry.
Yes. So this is my second time that I'm here. So the last time when I came last year, it was a show. But I'm coming in today because I have an issue with my driveway. You guys see the water main break on Decline Avenue, all of that street had water main breaks. So my driveway has been a year and 2 months where I have these rocks there. I have called, did paperwork and everything. So I have talked to Public Works. They cannot do anything because I need a concrete slab. And I'm coming to you guys to see, when can you have someone to come and put in a concrete slab so that Public Works can do the asphalt for my front of my driveway? Thank you.
I'm Francine Anderson, and I have a couple of comments. One is the presentation about the person that wants to open the store, the gas station. I don't agree with it, and mainly because, as you pointed out, we have a significant amount of gas stations around us already. A restaurant would be wonderful, so we can have a different place to eat. A grocery store would be even better, but that particular area has not been deemed, I guess, necessary for a grocery store. I also wanted to make a comment on the Class 6 status for the real property. I just wanted to say, from coming from the zoning board previously, all our properties need to be zoned. And so if they're asking for a Class 6, it's just a matter of, we already have some kind of zoning there. So it's just a matter of changing it so that that person can have their use for that particular space. The other thing is the travel. I don't even know why we are even talking about it, because I think if it was already an ordinance, if it was already there, then people can travel. So why are we rediscussing that? I understand why you want to change it in the handbook, but why are we discussing travel expenses for all staff? Everyone has always traveled in this town for trainings and everything else. So I just wanted to know, why are we bringing that back? And we can continue to bring back and forth reconsiderations. So to me, it sounds as if you're disrespecting those people who have given their opinion about what was to happen. And I am in total disagreement with having the clerk serve as the agent for the Illinois Municipal Retirement Fund, because I believe then, for me, that would be a problem of privacy and a clerk having some additional information that is usually not shared unless it's a head person that is employing the people. So again, I would be disrespectful for that. The other thing that I would like to end with is there's two other things. Madam Mayor, you can lead with our public comments, but you cannot restrict the public comments. You have your restriction is public, and it says here that it's by 3 minutes, and it gives us the things that we can talk about. But to say that we cannot use names, when people decide to take public offices, then you have decided that whatever is said in the public and what you do in the public is for the public. So if you don't want people to call your name, then I think as adults, we need to be able to control our own behavior and not be excited because someone calls your name. To me, that sounds childish. The other thing that I would like to say is, whoa, okay. I'll be back next week.
David Fields. Good evening, Madam Mayor, Board of Trustees. Madam Mayor, I'm in a dark place, and maybe you can shine some light on this for me. I noticed that this thing about these travel expenses keep coming up, and I was under the impression already that you had already stated that if you go over the amount that you are allotted, you are to bring back your receipts for whatever that is, then you would be reimbursed. So I'm not understanding why they're asking for this. Even for all staff, this is supposed to bring back the receipts, and then they are reimbursed. But to try and boost this thing up, it's going to create a problem. It's already a problem, because those receipts is what determines what you have been doing and where you have been. So I'm not understanding why this money thing keep coming up about these travel expenses, because it's already etched in stone about what's what. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, sir.
David Smith, resident. Let me know when you're ready. All right. First, regarding the 6B zoning. Hopefully, I don't know whose issue this is, but are you guys aware that you're missing a PIN number on that property? All Cook County properties are 14 PIN numbers, or they're 14 digits and not 13. So if you guys could correct that before you vote on it, that would be, yep. Second, the website. Last week, I was told that everybody was taking classes. So is there a time frame for when we can expect the website to start receiving updates and to be updated? Next, the committees. I'm not going to just go overboard with it because it's been discussed already, but if the committees had to be amended every time in order for them to be changed, then that policy still has to hold now. Like, we can't just force things in because we don't agree with the decisions of the board. It's called checks and balances, and they're there for a reason. Everybody has to follow the rules. And with that being said, I'm not going to say any names because I'm going to follow the rules. But is there a reason why you have not named your second appointment? Is there I mean, you named it to the board, but is there a reason why you haven't informed the public and actually called that second appointment for a vote? I personally believe you're doing it so that you could just hand walk in your first appointment, which was really your second because the first one was done in an illegal fashion. And I believe that's disrespectful to the board because technically they should be given the opportunity to give their advice and consent according to the Illinois Municipal Code. Last, the missing money. I'm going to go there because there's several residents who used to get up at this podium and ask a lot about, oh, we're missing $88,000. We're missing $10,000. There's several current elected officials that campaign on missing money. Are there any updates? Because I don't hear anybody talking about it anymore. So let me be the first to bring it back up. Do you guys know something that I don't know? Is there a reason why there's no more talk about it? Is it missing? Did you find it and you just don't want to say anything? Like, what's going on? And that's it.
Thank you. To each of you who endeavored to stand at the mic and talk. The very first one discussed a lawsuit, and as typical, if there's litigation, we cannot discuss it publicly. However, I understand that each one of the trustees received a copy, and this is usually atypical as well. Generally, when there's a lawsuit to be filed, it is filed by the attorneys, from attorney to attorney, and not served in public. But that's quite okay, but we cannot discuss the lawsuit in public unless it's been in closed session first. And once there's been an award, finalization, then it comes out here. So, and then it's also voted on. That's standard operating procedures. Thank you for the compliment. In terms of those of you who, and it was more than one of you, who expressed not being fond of a gas station right here on Sauk Trail in Torrance, we appreciate that information as well. Then we have someone who talked about needing a concrete slab. I'm not certain if the village is responsible for that concrete slab or if we are being asked to. If that person can stay to the end of the meeting, give me their contact information so that we can do the research and make certain that whatever the needs are to make you whole, that we can do so, okay? And if you find that you have to leave early, to still write your information. Commissioner Anderson, are you going to be here to the end of the meeting?
Yes, ma'am.
So, can you raise your hand for me, please? The person whose driveway is at question, if you notice, Commissioner Anderson, her hand is up. If you have to leave before we're finished, would you please give her your contact information so that we can follow up and be in touch with you? I know that you said you've made a number of reports. I'm sorry there's not been resolution, but you can take it to the bank. There will be some. I have to do the research first, but I have to know where the property is. We talked about the gas station. I'm in agreement that all of our areas, they are zoned at this point, but they may not be zoned according to what the business or the establishment needs it to be. So that's why we go through rezoning, and it goes through the zoning board. But I think every area here is zoned. So it's not a zone that they're asking for. They're asking for the Class B designation, which helps with some of their funding and for taxes. A couple of people talked about why are we amending an ordinance for travel. I'll share with you why, and that is in January of 2017, it became law that any travel, any per diems, any of all of that had to be renewed once a year. So by amending the ordinance that's governing travel, we are working well within the law as it is established. Hopefully that will help clear that up. A couple people asked that. The person who talked about public comment and saying that it can't be controlled, let me share something with you. I will be held in contempt of court if I ever had to go to court because I am instilling, to the best of my ability, civility in these meetings. We are not going to have people doing fisticuffs and having to be separated at every meeting. We don't come out here for that. That's not taking care of the business of the village. So, you guys, if you want to, sue me. And as I said, the people who come to these meetings, they do not need to be running out the door because they're fearful. Yes, some of us may not. We don't need to have thin skin, but for those who do, and I'm certain that those who operate well within peace circles and know how to get those who are opposing each other, I'm certain some of you can understand, especially those who have attended some of the peace circles, and you see how they operate. You don't purposely agitate another individual, and all because you get 3 minutes to talk at a village board meeting. You don't get an opportunity to instigate violence because you get to come to a board meeting. As I say, file whatever suit you need to file. I'll gladly answer it, but I promise you, we're not going to put up with people being a malice to our society. Okay? And I'm not doing that for applause. I'm doing it because I'm making a statement. You decide how you want to handle what I say. I'll decide to what extent I'm willing to go to uphold safety and security when individuals endeavor to leave their homes and come to a board meeting and show that they're interested in what their elected officials are doing. I'll hold to it. Take it to the bank. I talked about the travel expense already. Thank you for letting us know that there was a digit missing in that PIN number. You talked about, a couple of us did go through training with the website. It was a lot to digest at one time, I guarantee you. It was a lot to digest, but it's interesting. Even though they allowed us to do one small portion of it, and that was basically the minutes and the agenda, everything else that we said that we wanted to be responsible for updating, they denied us access. So we don't have 100% access to our website still. Okay? So, someone sent me a notice today asking how come our website still have the old mayor and not me on it. I hadn't even noticed it. But there are some updates that's needed, and we were promised that we would have it done. Know that I've heard someone say that I didn't name a second person. I named the second person. I named the first person to be appointed. The other, I put a motion on the agenda 2 times for a second person. In at least one of those instances, if not 2, those meetings had to be canceled because we lacked a quorum. You heard our attorney say that I do not have to, after naming the very first one, I do not have to name the other ones or get permission here. After 3 attempts, however it's done, then I will. After 2 attempts, and it's not approved, then for that 3rd round, I can come back to the board and ask, but I don't have to. I can put it in writing. Know that on that 31st day from the last time that it was on the agenda, I will be appointing the village trustee to fill the seat that was left vacant by our clerk, village clerk. I said it right. Yay! Village clerk. Wait, I was going to say village clerk trustee. Village clerk Williams. Okay? So you can expect an email. You can respond if you want. If you choose not to respond, that's okay too. Because once I finally make that determination, that person will be seated. And someone sit there. So that person will be sitting right there. Any questions? There's no debate. But any questions or comments? Missing funds? You're absolutely right. Since all of the lawsuits that stemmed in that last administration regarding all of those missing funds, it ceased to take place. But if and when we can get some folks hired here, and I'm not operating as HR, doing this, doing that, doing this all over the place, it will become a focus. I will be asking Well, you know that we never really got updates in the past. And I've also told you that there were no records left in the mayor's office or his administrative office. And the then clerk never got documentation. So it's almost like we will be starting an investigation all anew. But $78,000, even the $10,000, is worthy of figuring out what happened to those monies. And I will respectfully be looking to follow through and to follow up to see where we are, where that's concerned. It is now time for general comments from trustees and the mayor. Can I say mine real quick? Because mine's not long. On the back table is information dealing with an annual event that we have, National Night Out. I would love to see each and every one of you at National Night Out on August the 5th. It is a Tuesday. We never even planned to have a meeting that Tuesday because it is national. It's national. And we're going to participate in the National Night Out again. And I would love to see you out at that event. Thank you. Let's move on. We will start with Trustee Sterling. Any comments?
No comment.
Thank you. Trustee Johnson? Thank you. Trustee Sack?
Good evening, my comments will be brief. In reference to the National Night Out, I know that there are invites going out, and I'm wondering, have they already gone out? Mainly because I have a couple people I want to invite.
They have not gone out. In fact, that's another piece that I will be picking up. I know we met last week, but I will be sending those letters out now. Thank you. So if you can give me the contact information, I would appreciate it. Trustee Burns. Thank you. Yes. Less than 2 hours, people, and we got a lot accomplished. I'm impressed. I thank each and every one of you for your participation, your decorum, your comments, your involvement, and just your being here. Thank you very much. Be safe going home. Have a good night, and we'll see you next time.